Welcome to Mompreneur TV. I'm Erica Lerman, and today we're going to be talking about the Yoast plugin for WordPress. Now, this is probably something that you've heard tons about, as it's really the #1 plugin for SEO management within WordPress. And what it allows you to do is specify a bunch of different fields that are available for you to populate within your posts, pages, and website in general. It also talks about XML sitemaps and a whole bunch of other different things that you can customize and set parameters for. And what I want to do is I want to take, 10-15 minutes and just do a quick walkthrough to talk about the different kinds of components and the settings that you can choose from and what they mean. So sit back, relax, and let's go. Let's start by installing the Yoast plugin. This is probably one of the simplest steps that we're going to be doing today. You're going to navigate to Add New. And then in the search bar, you're just going to simply type in Yoast. There's going to be a couple of plugins that pop up, but what you're concerned about is the one titled Yoast SEO. So you can go ahead and click Install Now. And once it's finished installing, you're going to go ahead and click to activate. What I'd recommend if you're on a more an older site that has a lot of plugins, once you've activated, go to the front end of your website and make sure that it's functioning as it should by refreshing and things like that. So we're going to walk through the different aspects of the SEO plugin and what you can do with them. And you can see here under the general page, there's going to be multiple different options that you can choose from. You can go through and do a configuration wizard if you're more comfortable with that, or you can go through what I'm going to show you and basically pick things as you go. What we're going to be concerned about right off the bat is turning on the advanced settings page. So you're going to go ahead and enable it. And what you'll notice once that you've clicked saved is that along the left-hand sidebar, you have a lot more options related to the SEO plugin. The different features here you can leave as the defaults. They're not going to in any way harm anything. And if you're not overly familiar with SEO, I recommend just leaving it as is. You don't want to turn off anything. Yoast does a pretty good job of having things built into the site, ready to go, optimized for the more novice user. Under your info, you're going to go ahead and start populating the name of your website. If you have a different alternative name that you want to pop in there, you can also do that. You can choose if you're a person or a company, and then you're going to go ahead and write your company name, and you can select your company logo. And don't forget when you're making any of these changes to click the save buttons on each page. Webmaster Tools are where you're going to be popping in the key to connect to Bing or Google Search Console. And then security settings, you can leave it as default if you want. If you want to have more options when it comes to SEO on a particular page, you can enable that. So let's walk through each of the different Yoast SEO options that are along the sidebar. We're going to start with the title and the metas. So you can choose a different title separator. To be honest, it really doesn't matter. I prefer the vertical bar. I like the way it looks aesthetically. And then I would also recommend that you leave the force rewrite titles disabled. It can affect things if you have a site that's been around for a little while and we don't want to make massive changes. So the different titles here, what you'll see is that you can have basically you can define how you want the title to be auto-generated. So that's where you see the percentage signs with the title and things like that. So this is basically saying to WordPress, anytime I post a page, by default, choose this certain format to be implemented, and unless you override it within the page or within the post. And you can determine that for your taxonomies and your archive pages, really anything that you're creating or that's being generated within WordPress. So you don't need to worry about meta keywords. That was something that was utilized many, many years ago, but it's gone by the wayside. Social, you're going to pop in all of your different social links. You're going to make sure that this is enabled. This is really important for any time that you're sharing on Facebook. What it does is you can auto pull a particular image, and that's going to be the image that's shown when you share something on Facebook. If you have a particular image for a particular post, you can also define that within the post. And then you're going to fill in the different details. If you don't have, a Pinterest account or Google+, don't worry about it. Fill in what you can. An XML sitemap is a sitemap that you typically submit to Google or Bing, and that's going to be done in the Search Console. And that's telling Google or Bing that anytime your website gets updated, go and crawl the site again and pull the relevant pages and posts. So you can choose to exclude certain types of posts if they're not relevant anymore, or maybe you don't want, maybe you don't have projects or you don't want them indexed. You can turn off the various settings within that. So you can turn on breadcrumbs if you want. Breadcrumbs is the on a page where you say, maybe the category, .. subcategory, ... page. That's defined within your theme. And then under the advanced section, you also have different things related to your URLs. I would recommend probably leaving it as is, especially if you have a website that's been around for a while. If you go and fiddle with the URLs, it could break things as far as having redirections not set up and things like that. The really nice thing too about Yoast is that they do have a bulk editor, and that allows you to kind of go in once you have, a bunch of different pages. If you need to update titles or meta descriptions, you can do it in a bulk editor. And then this also too, if you want to connect it to the Search Console, if you want to get information about, 404 errors or anything like that, that might be given to you from Google. Thanks so much for taking the time to join me on today's quick walkthrough of the Yoast SEO plugin for WordPress. I'm going to be doing a bunch more YouTube videos about SEO, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep up to date with what's going on with Mamapreneur TV. If you want to check out the blog, head on over to mamapreneur.co, and where you'll find links to the free Facebook group, blog posts, and all the podcast episodes that we do as well. So depending on how you like to consume your content, I'm sure that we've got something for you. So thanks again. I'm Erica Lerman, and until next time.